So what does uke mean?
It's Japanese.
I didn't know what it meant until I got over to Texas, and I was introduced to the
new wave.
The new wave John Danaher world, where Japanese terms are
standard.
Utilized. Yes, standard.
So listen, I've been training there. I'm so confused 90% of the time. And the thing is he's so good at like breaking down moves and all the nuances and stuff. But I have like a really bad TBI sometimes.
Can you, what
traumatic brain injury.
Oh, okay.
So it's very, so like he shows the move, shows it one more time. And I like find a partner who's like, doesn't have TBI and they assist me. And like, they're like, yeah, I'll go first. I'm like, all right, cool.
No, I've been there once and I went with Yako. Thankfully I went with Yako. Tim was also there doing a workout. So he was blasting music and John like zero, like I'm not raising my voice. I'm just talking how I normally talk.
Yeah.
And he's like under someone and he's like, I'm like, I don't know what he's saying at all. Yako, what are we doing? He's like, I'll show you, don't worry.
I needed a translator too. When I was training at Roka, it was the same thing. I had someone who kind of would like explain it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I was really overwhelmed.
Yeah. So I know that you guys listen to the podcast, so you know that I love defense soaps and defense wipes. They also have a large array of other products. Like we have 2 foot washing stations out at the mats. So it's not just soap and it's not just wipes. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. So make sure you guys go check out their website and get some of the other products as well as your defense wipes and your defense soap.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So I have a sub-only match against Curtis, the guy who owns 10th Planet Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, Himberhoff or something like that. And so I asked Yako, I was like, hey, can you like hook it up so that I can go up there and train? You know, just check it out. And he was like, and I was like, I was like a little bit scared of going up there because you hear horror stories, right, about like that team. And I went up there and all of them, the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah.
Even Big Dan was just so nice and like,
Big Dan's so nice when he's so formal when he comes here.
Yes,
He was supposed to be here. This is actually a call out. Where the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, he messaged me an hour before. He's like, I'll be there. I'll wear a gi. He thinks he's an A2, which
that's
I
not
think
real.
is
I'm an A2.
I think I wear an A2. Hold on.
I wear an A3. He's at least an A5.
we should call him. Can we call him?
Like right now?
I don't know.
I don't know how that would work on the
I think
podcast.
he's training.
I'm not even mad if we do that. That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious.
So I went there and I went with Big Dan and he taught me some stuff. And then again, I had a day where afterwards I sat in my car for like an hour just looking at the steering wheel. No music was even on. It was like Big Dan, John Carlo, and then Marigali.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
that's a day.
Pat's upset because it's the first time in like since he's been a black belt that he's got sub 3 times. And I'm like, you're training with literally the best people in the world.
Yeah. Also, they're all like 26-year-old super athletes, and I'm 40-year-old fucking broken dude that was in the army. But anyways, welcome to another Fighter Stance podcast brought to you by Sheepdog Response. Today, I am Patrick Miller. Today, I'm joined with Nick Buglieri.
That was almost so close. So thank you so much.
Booty
I'm so
judge,
proud
fuck
of you.
you.
Nick Buglieri, I'm head of product development, product manager here at Sheepdog Response. Pat runs Heroes Jiu-Jitsu, and we have a special guest today who taught at Heroes Jiu-Jitsu. But first, let me introduce Zach.
Hey guys, I'm Zach Mayo. I'm the director of customer experience here at Sheepdog Response, and we're joined today with Chloe McNally, multiple-time world champion,
and colored belts. And
Yes.
she's going to be a world champion in black belt.
Wow.
I'm very clear.
Yeah, so we made a flyer. And she was like, "Can you fix the wording?" I was like, "Yes, I will fix."
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
But you were you wanted to clear that up. I'm like, Pat, so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You're like
multiple-time world champion's a multiple-time world champion.
I've won a lot in the colored belts.
Yeah.
I'm still in my competitive career
Yeah.
and have aspirations to do black belt.
And you're going to.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're going to.
how long have you been a black belt?
I've been a black belt. It'll be 3 years this month.
Nice.
Wow.
So, where did you originally start? I know the answer to this, but for all the people listening, where did you originally start training?
I originally started training in New York City at Unity Jiu-Jitsu under Murillo Santana.
How old
That's
were
where
you
you started.
That's where I started. Yeah, I didn't know people did jiu-jitsu as a career, and I actually had like a normal, like I had just graduated college. I had like a normal job and was working at NBC.
Okay.
And
Oh, wow.
It was like a very traditional like 9-to-5 situation.
What were you
And
doing there?
I started off as a page. Have you guys ever
Yeah.
seen Bernie Rock?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the first thing I was thinking.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, it's super weird to think about, but I actually worked for SNL.
Oh, that's cool.
And I
That's really
did
cool.
a lot of just basically any little bitch work they needed. Like I'd always get the coffees. I'd always. Can I swear?
Yeah.
I've
Okay,
said
sorry.
I've said
You're totally
fuck like
fine.
4 times already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice. But yeah, anything they needed, I would do. I'd run scripts. It was pretty cool. I got to work with a lot of the talent too.
Yeah.
And just an insane schedule from like 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. 4 days in a row.
Not to age you. Who was like on the cast like around this time? My bad.
Keenan's
Okay.
still on the cast.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
That's
Kate
a-
McKinnon.
Okay.
She's still on the cast.
Yeah. True. It was. I guess it really wasn't that long
I
ago.
can't even think what their names are.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I
The
put you
two
on the spot
guys-
now.
The 2 guys, Seth. Is his name Seth? I don't know.
Seth Myers,
Mooney.
Mooney.
Kyle
Mooney.
Mooney.
Kyle Mooney.
Kyle Mooney.
Yeah.
Seth Myers.
Seth
was
Myers,
on
yeah.
SNL, but no,
Yeah.
not that long.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Big guy, Bobby Moyen.
Chris Farley. Yes, Chris Farley.
Yeah,
Chevy
nailing it.
Chase.
Yeah, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Chloe's actually 64 years old. She's aged really well.
Yeah. I got all the secrets.
Yeah.
All right. So you're working at NBC.
Yes.
And then how do you find jiu-jitsu?
Oh, and then I was doing like kickboxing classes, Muay Thai classes. I grew up doing like Jeet Kune Do, and I would compete in that type
Whoa.
of martial art.
Didn't you also ride horses?
I did ride horses.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
Did you do
I-
actual research before this
I-
podcast?
So no, for her. So for the flyer for Heroes Jiu-Jitsu, I'm the one that comes up with all the things. And I pulled up. You have a Wikipedia. I don't know if you ever
I
looked at
do?
it. Yep.
There's horses on there.
The fact that you were a USA or
kinda
USA or USAF
That's pretty cool.
or whatever,
I'll
like
look this up now.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rode horses competitively.
yeah,
Oh,
I did
wow.
the Junior Olympics.
yeah. See,
Oh, wow. I didn't
I
really
love how you're like, wait, horses? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Junior Olympics. Yeah. No big deal.
Big part of my life. I was really good.
Oh, you're Googling me? That's
I'm Wikipediaing you right
Yeah,
now.
it's you have a Wikipedia.
You're Wikipedia.
That's pretty cool. How do you not know that you have a Wikipedia?
I don't know. I remember someone asked me once for information, but there's a lot of jujitsu sites where you give that information, and
Yeah.
I'm really private, so I don't like to give a lot of
Got
information.
it.
But yeah,
So I'm
that's-
actually impressed that they have all this.
yeah. I did my research.
That looks like a long.
Yeah, and I
Wikipedia,
saw
too.
that horse thing. I was like, who would have thunk that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a horse girl.
Yeah.
So where'd you grow up that you had
In
horses?
California.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up
What
in
part?
California in the Bay Area.
Oh, cool.
But I ended
Nice.
up going to a boarding school for horseback riding.
Oh my
because
gosh.
I was
Boarding
competing.
Didn't even bring it up. Or you were like, horseback riding. You're like, no.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I went to a school for it.
Yeah, I'm just
Wait, I feel like we have to
so-
like totally rewind.
Yeah.
I know.
We're about to Tarantino the shit out of this.
Right?
I feel like this might be
You know,
like
Tarantino movies like start at the end
Yeah.
and then go back.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
okay.
Yeah, I'm just very present that I kind of forget about all these other things.
Sure.
The past doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, does time exist? I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
all
damn.
construct,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's how
so,
we interpret
so
it.
you were a badass at riding horses.
And you went to
then-
boarding school.
and
for
you
it.
went to-
Yeah, so I was competing so much. I was out of school a lot. They were getting really mad at me because I was always competing and traveling for
Yeah.
competitions. And so I found a school that was right next to this elite equestrian facility, and I got a scholarship because it's really expensive. And
I'd imagine.
I worked out a deal with the owners where I would work off all my horses' board and training. So I worked before school. I worked during my lunch break. I would work after school as like a barn hand. Just
Sure.
like
Yeah.
literally shoveling shit and doing all sorts of horse girl things that they needed me to do.
So then but like, so you kind of carried all that over. Like you're just a really hard worker. So you kind of carried that over to jiu-jitsu.
I just like, yeah, I guess I like to work hard, but I also like having goals and orienting my life towards the pursuit of something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like always trying to get better and better and
Yeah.
just get, I'm not going to,
That makes sense.
not mastery necessarily, but more just pursuing,
Greatness.
I guess.
No, hey, listen, and there's
No, that's great.
I am the same way though. Like I have goals now, and for like especially IBJJF, like Like-
What is it? Don't die.
Like, yeah, I have goals to
Oh, wait,
to win
no,
Masters
you have a
4.
title. Didn't you win Pans last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So I want to win,
Masters
but,
4?
but I want to win 2, bitch.
a title is a title.
Yeah, I want to win. So I won no gi pans. Now I want to win gi pans, Masters Worlds, and no gi Worlds.
That's awesome.
So
That's
that's
awesome. So Masters World's in August.
Yep.
That's a lot of people where I train. They're all getting prepared for that right now.
Yeah, I'm getting
Have you
prepared for
started
like
your camp?
3. I stay in camp.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm in a camp right now for the June 23rd thing, and I'm just gonna
Okay.
roll that shit over
He has a lot of upcoming things, but
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
so how? So we can stop talking about Pat. No one really cares.
Yeah.
about
No one gives a shit. We talk about me all the time. Anyways.
So you went real hard into horseback riding. Why did you went to the Junior Olympics? Why'd you stop horseback riding?
I stopped because I
was too good at it.
no, actually,
I accomplished all of my goals.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
horseback riding.
My horse and I got into a really bad accident,
Oh.
and he almost died.
That's
and so
sad.
that kind of ended, like, closed the door on that. And I realized, okay, like I've achieved a lot in horseback riding, and I've had a really great experience with it. But that kind of changed my, like, my outlook on it a little bit. And I just decided to look for other things. So I got a full ride scholarship to New York University in New York City. So
Yeah.
I went there, and
What was the scholarship for? Like academic or?
yeah, like I was kind of I didn't have a life in high school. I just did horses and studied. So
Yeah.
Horse girl shit. Clean up the stalls.
Shoveling shit and studying.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Riding horses when you
I
can.
got really good grades, and I was able, like, thankfully, it helped me graduate early. It helped me get me to a university across the country, and I wanted to get out of California and just try something different. So I went to NYU, was in the school where you design your own major, graduated early, got into the NBC Page program, which apparently is really hard to get into.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Just getting a black belt in jiu-jitsu is really hard. Didn't know that. Going to the Junior Olympics,
Not
really hard
hard.
to do.
I just do a lot of really impressive things by accident.
I'm good at everything I try. I don't know what it is. I just show up and show
I
out.
honestly was just doing whatever was in front of me, I think, until I found jiu-jitsu, because the jiu-jitsu was the first time where something kind of clicked in a way where it felt really meant to be, and I actually could be authentic, and I wasn't trying to, because I would interview a lot, and in the Page program at NBC, I kind of felt like I was being fake, that I could
like you were trying to be what they wanted you to be versus like what you actually are.
Step into it, and whereas jiu-jitsu, you can't really bullshit who you are, like who you are, your personality, your style. It comes out when you're training, when you're fighting. And that's what I really liked about it too, was that it was really hard to hide yourself. And I had spent most of my life, I think, kind of hiding that, or like
hiding just at the Junior Olympics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great place. Like right out in the open,
right in front of everyone. I feel like
but that's
we're
different.
doing a
Like,
disservice to Chloe.
It's me and the horse. Like the horse was the start. I just was trying to.
That's an
support.
interesting way to look at it. I guess that makes sense.
They're
Did you
doing
feel
all the
like you were
work.
like-
you're just literally on top of the horse is doing all the work.
Okay.
That was the other thing. I was like, I feel like this is kind of not like abusive almost. 'Cause
Are you, maybe just for clarification, so are you doing like what kind of horseback riding? Is it like the tricks and stuff? Like you're not racing,
no, not racing.
Yeah.
I'd be way too big. Jockeys are like
tiny people.
size, no offense.
That's true.
Yeah, they're light. They're small.
So you're like
I might be too heavy to be a jockey.
like the
man.
steeple
I don't know about that.
kind of stuff.
Steeple chasing, kind of.
I've
So
looked into it before.
Oh, okay. Three.
I feel like you look like you could be a jockey though.
Oh my god.
I'd be a bigger one. though.
Anyways,
I looked it up.
what was the events you were doing? What was the event?
I did a lot of different things. I did Western, English style, but my main focus was 3-day eventing, where you do 3 different, basically, disciplines in over 3 days. The first day is dressage. The second, where it's like the horses dancing. Have you guys seen that Snoop Dogg video of him like going crazy at the Olympics a couple
No.
years ago?
No, I don't think so.
You guys
I've
should
seen
watch it. It's
dressage,
really
though.
fun.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second day is cross country, which is more like steeplechasing, and the third day is show jumping
Nice.
and stuff. So
That's cool.
So you feel like you're like playing a role though, doing all that. You feel like
Even
you're-
though that.
No, that was more authentic because I truly loved horses, and that was something that as a kid I always wanted to be involved with horses. And that wasn't necessarily, I was role playing, I think, because I like off when I wasn't on the horse, because I was hanging out with adults and I was like 16, 15.
Did that feel like it could have been a career for you?
Yeah, I was thinking I wanted to go to the Olympics. I wanted to kind of go all the way with that. But then when my horse got injured, and it was like a very scary injury, we were in the forest, like miles away from our barn, and he he spooked at a deer, and then a stick went through his leg, and it was just
my
like
God.
it was crazy.
Oh jeez.
I know. I should have done the protector. I wish the protector course or the trauma course was there.
Yeah.
So I could have. I tried to make a tourniquet actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was, but it didn't work. But luckily, he survived. He's still alive, doing well, living his best life,
Nice.
That's awesome.
and happy. Yeah.
Do you go visit him ever?
I haven't in a couple of years, but I went a couple like maybe 5 years ago.
Does he still remember you?
It does, because I have a weird walk.
What? What does that mean?
So
I don't think that's why I remember.
Yeah, let's just call it a different walk, not a weird walk.
Yeah, why is it weird?
Yeah.
What makes it weird?
I think I drag, like I pronate on one. I have scoliosis, so like I
Okay.
think my gait's a little off, and so he can hear it. And so
Interesting.
he'll get, like he used to when I would saw him every day, he would go crazy and start like
Just
kicking
when he
his
hears
door.
you.
Yeah, 'cause he'll get
That's cool.
excited.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's a crazy bond. I don't know if you guys ever bonded with horses, but they're,
Nope.
No.
it's like,
Dogs.
yeah, but they're like big dogs. They're
Yeah.
truly big dogs. They
Yeah.
follow you around. They're like, they want to cuddle, but they're like dinosaurs. They're
Yeah.
huge.
And I'm sure you spend a lot of time with them. Like, how many years are you with this horse?
I was with this horse for like 4 years every day.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He was an athlete. He was like, we were high level athletes together.
That's
But
awesome.
he was doing all the work. So.
You were doing work.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Just
know.
doing
You were
interviews.
involved.
He carried us
Yeah.
literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
how bad is your scoliosis? Is that like what's affecting your back injury right now?
No, I think it's just it's kind of minor. You wouldn't be able to tell unless you were like a
Unless
professional.
An X-ray tech?
Unless we stared at her walking and we're like,
You saw
Oh,
the-
she walks.
have
She walks
slightly
there. I
off.
see it.
Yeah, have like somebody who doesn't have a weird walk next to you. I could see how that's.
Most people probably have weird walk. I mean, jiu-jitsu guys, like everyone's busted.
Pat
Yeah.
doesn't really walk correctly at all.
No, and it takes me like 3 minutes to get up off the ground.
Oh yeah.
Dude, when I get going though, it's hard to stop me. But then whenever it's done and I have to get up, it's like I gotta push up on one knee. I just go yeet from my back to go. It'll pop 3 times, and then I'm like, all right, we're good.
That's
Yeah.
the jiu-jitsu life.
Yeah.
how you warm up
also,
right there.
Also the army.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
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 He got blown up a few times.
And the mountains in Afghanistan carrying a whole bunch of weight. Not fun. So anyways, so horse riding, you went to school in New York.
Yes.
And then you stumbled into one of the best jiu-jitsu academies in the world.
So I was at a different jiu-jitsu academy, and I remember them offering, because I was doing all the Muay Thai stuff,
Yeah.
and I didn't have any interest in jiu-jitsu. And as a kid, I did Muay Thai. And like I would compete in tournaments. I did Jeet Kune Do stuff. I did sword fighting,
Sword
like
fighting.
Filipino.
Jesus Christ, you're an assassin. When I said assassin, I wasn't lying.
I know.
Horseback riding assassin.
My parents
She's
were
a straight ninja.
Yeah.
They loved, or they.
Samurai.
I really wanted to do all that, and they were super supportive and did what they could to help me get there and made whatever they needed to do to support that which was amazing. And I didn't have any interest in like wrestling and sweating on top of someone, and I
Yeah.
just didn't.
It's my biggest interest.
That's actually why Pat does jujitsu.
Yeah,
he just wants to sweat on other people.
top of a dude. I've been doing it since I was 4. Fuck you guys.
I heard that. That's what
See, I
they
try
said.
to meet him off at the pass, and I didn't earlier because they told Colton to do it, and it was like right away.
He was so good.
Oh, he didn't waste. He didn't waste.
Oh
no time.
yeah,
he was so good.
Yeah.
he got in there real good.
He related it to himself too, which made it,
was
even
so
better.
good. Yeah, he was like
It was perfect. Pat didn't even see it coming.
mid-story. Yeah.
Anyways, so you were doing Muay Thai and
Yeah, so the jiu-jitsu stuff, they did a women's only class, and that's what got me in the door to do the jiu-jitsu. I ended up hating it, but because I was so uncomfortable, there was something to that kept me,
Interesting.
like I woke up the next day, I was like, okay, I gotta go back.
The challenge messed with
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was so uncomfortable that it actually got me hooked,
That's
because I
crazy.
knew that there'd be growth there, and I actually knew the first time I did it, I thought I should compete in this. Sure enough, that's what ended up happening, and I got
Yes.
so into
That's
it
so crazy.
that they didn't have enough classes for me because they would only do it a couple times a week. That I started going to other schools, and then finally I was like, okay, I got to go to Unity. It's the best school in the city in terms of like the competition team, and it scared me the most. So I thought that was the place I should
yeah,
go.
Murillo Santana is so scary.
I know.
He has the deepest voice. Like I watched the Road to Worlds when they were at Unity, and everybody had
Yeah.
to get in the fucking shower because they were dying.
Oh yeah.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah, that gym was like a hallway. It was so narrow, and I could barely, like, I like to berimbolo, so I would be like going from one wall to the other. And yeah, it was really gross. That gym was disgusting.
Yeah, I like to berimbolo too. No big deal.
You? Everything you say, I'm gonna believe.
Don't believe anything that he says.
What
is happening
right now?
What is happening right now?
You guys, this is the best. Yeah, back to work.
Thanks, Tip. We appreciate you.
What was that in your paint?
Whoa.
Well, that never happens,
Why does everyone want to come in today?
right?
I don't
so
know.
excited.
Maka just randomly walking. Anyways,
I invited them all, so maybe that's.
Did you invite Tim?
No, but
He kind of owns the building.
I was like,
Yeah, he can kinda
stay.
do what he wants,
It's
but-
probably much more interesting to talk to.
No, you're doing. This is really good interview. You're
Yeah.
doing great.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So you decided to roll into fucking Unity.
Yes, I got my blue belt, and then I thought, okay, now it's time. I should go.
To be serious about this.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
Did you compete as a white belt?
No, I competed. My first competition was a blue belt right before I went to Unity.
Okay.
And I did it. I did the IBJF New York Open, and then went to Unity, and immediately just was like, wow, I have to unlearn. No offense to the schools that I was at before. I have to unlearn kind of everything and unlearn these bad habits and then kind of start over, which I think is something people can relate to too when you go to a good school or you get to a good school and you realize, okay, I've been taught things. They're not necessarily a waste, but there's better ways, better pathways, more efficient ways of learning the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. No, I thought I knew how to do a triangle choke. And
I
then
did too
And then
until
I
like
went.
a couple weeks
Then
ago.
I went to New Wave, and I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you feel like 1,000 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I know how to be in side control. I
Drop
don't.
the house.
I don't. Yep. I call it put like Wizard Oz of people, and John was like, you should do this, and I was like, just because it's you.
Wait, what they tell you about a triangle? You didn't know.
Just the like moving your feet, like how they pinch everything
Oh,
and
yeah.
it turns. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm a big fan of like you go like leg scissor, reach up, grab your ankle, put your foot in the hip, turn, lock it on, and then John was just doing this little hip swivel, and it was like, okay, my hips don't move like that, but I'll make sure that they do next time.
But that's the cool thing about jiu-jitsu is that it's constantly evolving and people are finding out more efficient ways to do things. And I've been in classes too where John himself will change the details because he's found a better way.
Yeah.
And I love that because I think it's people are staying fresh, they're in it, they're seeing it, they're studying it. I really appreciate that. And I've changed my triangle too in the last couple of months. It's the same, the pinch. It's,
Yep.
That's so impressive.
It's amazing.
I think that's the cool thing too, especially being here, right? Like you could train with like a lot of different people. It's awesome. We have like here at Jiu-Jitsu, we bring in different people to like teach. Everyone has like different ways of doing it. Like none of them's like right or wrong. Maybe John's right. I don't know. Probably. Right. But like but sometimes like just because everyone's body's like a little bit different, like you pick
Yeah.
up like something different from one person than another, and like that's what clicks for you and like makes the difference.
Yeah.
The thing too with when you go like, I think a lot of times when you become like an instructor, like you don't have enough time to go somewhere else to like learn. And I think for the longest time I didn't really have time, but now like working here and doing everything I can do, like the ability to go learn these new things and like take like, again, I'm stubborn, but like I realize that like I'm in the best room in the world. So like if I was to be like, that doesn't work, that would be the dumbest shit ever. Because like, again, because it's going to happen to me. He's going to show it. And then Marigali or Giancarlo is going to be like, yeet. And then I'm going to be upside down. I'm like, oh, it does work. Sweet. Right. So like everything that they say, I just like try to absorb it all and then put it to use. Again, it's not the best room to put it to use though.
It can be hard for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point that even if you get your black belt or whatever belt you are, like it's always important to stay a student and learn and be open and receptive. And you never know who's going to show you an amazing detail. And I work with a lot of in the kids program I teach. There's a lot of blue belts who will teach with me, and when they show a move, I'm like, oh my god, I picked up a detail. Like I don't care what your level's at, like what you do, what you know, like there's always something to gain.
Yeah.
Whether you're rolling with the person, you're drilling with them, or they're showing something, I usually always am able to understand a move differently, and I just appreciate it.
Yeah. 100%. As people say, when you get your black belt, you start over.
Yeah, totally.
Right. Because like now, like especially if you look at like if you compete, when you look at like the competition, right? Like you could be competing against somebody that's been a black belt longer than you've been doing jiu-jitsu. You're like, oh, you got more stripes than I do belts, bro. Yeah.
Chloe, how long have you been training?
I've been training, I think I started in 2014, and then I didn't train, like I did it like once a week, and then 2015 is when I was going regularly. So it's 10 years, I guess. This
Wow,
summer.
that's real
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah. So whenever you like got into it and you started training, you just dove all the way in, like training
I did, yeah.
every day, twice
I
a
did
day.
the same thing that I did with horses. I was going before work, during my lunch break, after school, or after work.
Damn, 3 times a day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
I
No wonder you got a black belt in 7 years.
yeah,
ish.
at Unity, I was a total gym rat. I did every single class on the schedule. I felt like I had to catch up because a lot of the girls I was training or fighting against in tournaments had been like doing it since they were kids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I felt like, oh my God, I'm behind. I got to go. But it really makes a huge difference when you have good jiu-jitsu that's getting shared with you. And I think all of John's students are a huge testament to that because they're getting the best information in the world and they're able to employ it and use it right away. And that's why they're just so dominant. And they're really, all of John's students too, which I find most impressive, they're all really good instructors as well. So they learn not only how to be good students, but they also learn how to be good teachers.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Not
Like,
one of them that I've been around or seen do a class they've all been exceptional.
yeah.
So when John was gone, like 2 weeks ago, like Marigali taught a couple classes. It was gi, right? Or no gi. And at least you're 100%. He's an amazing instructor. Also, like the how John teaches is not so strict where you can't lose your personality. Like Marigali, when he teaches, he's still kind of funny.
Yeah.
He still has little jokes and stuff. And John's very straightforward. He'll have jokes before and after, but when he teaches, it's pretty straightforward. Not Marigali was funny. And then John Carlos, a little bit more like John, right? Like he's a little more like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's cool though that like all of them are great instructors. Those are only two that I've had.
Yeah,
It-
all of them. Even
yeah.
the one like the ones who I guess they have like I think they call them like the seniors and the juniors of like the different levels
Yeah.
of the team.
Yeah.
The juniors that I know and have seen teach are impressive.
Yeah.
But isn't what's that one kid's name? He's like one of the juniors. He like choked Gordon, right? Like he had like a whole
Davis.
big yeah.
Davis, yeah.
He had like a whole big post about that. I was like, everyone's like, who is this person?
He's incredible. He is so fun to watch. He's like a freak of nature athlete. Like
Yeah.
just amazing.
I saw him at like one of the, I don't know what to call it, like not super fights, but like no, I guess it was like combat sports or something, like over at like the brewery.
Oh yeah.
And like he literally like took like a second fight that night and like beat like 2 black belts. And I think he was like a blue belt. I think maybe now he's a purple belt. I don't know.
Yeah, he's impressive.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so you train at Unity. When did you start really getting like hot and heavy into like the competing? Like when were you like
right away.
Obvious.
Yeah.
Pat, are you not paying attention?
No,
to
no,
this?
no. So you were a blue belt, but you were training 3 times a day.
I was training 3 times a day. I started doing I just jumped on the circuit
Yeah.
where they would do like all the IBJJF things, like
Yeah.
the no-gi pans, the no-gi worlds, because I came in the summer, and then I qualified for Abu Dhabi World Pro, which back then, if you won it, they would send you there.
Yeah.
So as a blue belt, I got to go to Abu Dhabi for like an all expense paid trip.
That's dope.
Where I got to compete, which was really cool. And that was probably a crazier experience. And then I started going to Brazil and competing there, and it was just really, really fun.
So do you want to get some extra energy without everything you're going to find in some energy drinks? Get some Go Pills. Go Pills are all natural, made in the USA, no gelatin, plant-based. Try some Go Pills today. So when did you come to Texas? How long have you been?
I came to Texas last December of 2022. And by then, I had lived in New York for a while. I'd been at Unity for since 2016. So I'd been there for a bit, and I was really over New York.
Mhm.
The pandemic just kind of like ruined
Yeah.
the city, and I just was really, I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah,
here
yeah,
in East
for sure.
Coast.
Yeah.
I was already over New York, and then that just made it like I was like, all right, this is over. I'm done breaking up with New York, and came out here and started training at Roca.
Were you invited? Did you come down here like invited to go there, or like?
No, I came down here wanting to check it out, and when I was here on my month trial, I was training at Henzo's, and then I met John, and we spoke about me going to Roca. So I went to Roca, tried it out, loved it, was like, okay, this is where, if I'm going to leave Murillo and leave Unity, I want to go to the next best thing, which is John. And was training there, and it was amazing. And then I moved here, and then a month later, I had like a serious neck injury and was sidelined for almost a year from training. So
that's rough.
I didn't get to train there for very long, but what the time I did spend there was incredible.
So when did you, like after your neck injury, how long have you been like back at it? Because I know you just competed.
Yeah. I was injured from February of last year till I tried to come back in August because I had disc herniations, which pushed on my spinal cord, which shut off my whole arm. So I could barely raise my arm over my head. Like I couldn't wash my hair. I couldn't hold my phone. It was really a rough situation. and I had a lot of nerve pain. So the doctors wanted me, some of them wanted me to have surgery, but I said, absolutely not. You're not cutting into my neck. That's insane. Because they go through the front.
Yeah.
Oh my
Which
God.
I like looked it up, but it's like they go through the front to fix it. And then I heard from people who had the surgery, and they said don't do it because when they fuse your spine, I don't know if you guys are familiar, you can't turn.
Yeah.
And then it puts pressure on other parts of the spine, and so you have to fuse those parts as well. So ultimately, you get like an iron.
Super rigid.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I would rather be handicapped than have that. Like that's crazy.
That's like a handicap in of itself.
Yeah. So I did the natural route, and it took a while, and I thought I was good, and I went back to training in August, was fine for like a month, and then relapsed the injury again, but this time much worse. And then I found that I actually am grateful for that because it led me to this amazing physical therapist. I cannot recommend him enough, and I've been pain-free since then.
You can give him a shout out.
Yeah, what's his name?
His name is Mark Albrecht. He's very low key. He does not have any social media presence, but everyone I know that knows him says he's the best physical therapist or body work guy in Austin.
Yeah.
He's helped me so much with the postures and maintaining doing certain breath work to get circulation to the spine. And we've also just like made my neck really strong. So I've been back to training full time since end of January, and did my first competition last week, I was never been so nervous. I almost threw up. And I've been in higher stakes, like black belt finals at like Pans and stuff, and that was not nearly as nerve-wracking as getting back to competition after 2 years.
Where'd you compete? Where'd you compete?
In Oklahoma City, which by the way, there's tornadoes happening at the same time. So I was like, okay.
I'm from Kansas, so I know about the tornadoes.
I've never. And we stayed in an Airbnb, and there was.
I have never.
you like clutched your pearls.
That was a very Oklahoma thing to say.
I thought I was gonna die because I was in Airbnb. The owner gives us like a cheat sheet for tornadoes, and she's like, "Yeah, go in the cellar." I'm like, "Is there a cellar?" No, there's no cellar. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
You go to a
tornado?
ditch.
The cellar's outside. The cellar's outside the house. You have to go
Also,
run to the cellar.
I was sleeping because I had just fought, and then all of a sudden I got woken up by sirens.
Yeah. So
It's like Silent Hill. Like
they said go to the bathtub, and then put like if there's a twin size mattress you put over the bathtub,
a twin size mattress.
or like a smaller mattress you put on top of it, or you go to Kansas. You go to a ditch and get down
A ditch?
because the force will push you down and
Oh,
won't suck you away.
interesting.
Or you go into like a overpass, like you go up into the notch of the overpass.
Oh, that's smart.
Because it'll suck you
Yeah.
up against it. Yeah. The only problem is if you go to a ditch, you could die.
Some could fall on you.
No,
get
no,
stuck.
people drown because it
Drown,
pushes
yeah.
you down.
Oh, and it like pulls all the air out.
Well, it pushes you down in the ditch. There's gonna be water in there.
Why?
Why?
Because it
Rain.
fucking rains.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know tornadoes came with rain.
Hail too. Yeah.
I
You know when you're in a tornado, you know when you're fucked. Whenever it's raining really hard and hailing, and then it just fucking stops.
Yeah.
And then you hear a fucking train, and you're like, oh shit.
God, see, that gives
Yeah.
me chills.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. And then we drove past the wreckage.
Yeah. So when I was like 6, 7, we left our house, went to my aunt's house because she had a basement, and it knocked down all the houses around us except for the one we were in and the one that was behind us.
That's pretty lucky.
Yeah. And then in my neighborhood, the one we left didn't even touch it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Tornadoes
Tornadoes-
are wild.
Like, why would you live somewhere where there's tornadoes? That's just, I don't
Yeah, no,
understand.
listen,
Tornadoes
hold
here
on.
too, Chloe.
Yeah.
Like, I've never
They
went back
happen
to
here.
Oklahoma.
They happen
Yeah.
here
No
too,
offense.
Chloe.
I just,
I was-
why?
I was gonna say, isn't there like some like town like over by like Temple that like famously got destroyed
Yeah,
with
Chloe.
like,
I'm
a
from
tornado?
Kansas. I don't fuck go back there.
Yeah.
Fuck that place.
Like, why would people live in a place where there's tornadoes?
Well, there's natural disasters everywhere. California, there's fucking
I know
earthquakes
there's
and
earthquakes,
shit.
but to me that seems
also,
But although if
again,
you've
there
been-
are tornadoes here in Texas.
Yeah.
Tornadoes here in Austin. They happen here. Not as
thought we were
often.
protected by the hills. That's what
Kind.
I don't even understand
yes.
how there's hills here in Texas. I'm so confused.
So listen, well, you went to my house. There's hills all over there, bro. Lago
Okay,
Vista, yeah.
He's
so
got
no,
a great view at his
That's
house.
fair. You're fair. That's
thanks.
fair.
Thanks, bro. The hills do protect this area a little bit.
Okay.
So it's not as bad. If like there's some other parts in Texas that get way worse.
Jared, is that what it was?
East Texas.
Jared, Gerald.
Gerald.
Gerald. Yeah,
Gerald.
That's right.
Yeah. It's not as bad. Very rarely do tornadoes come through Austin. Like I don't think it's ever happened.
It's happened for sure.
Downtown.
Dude, it's
Downtown,
definitely
no.
happened.
No.
There was like a
but-
tornado in like some town in New Jersey that never had a tornado before.
But what scale tornado?
Well, not-
Did it inflict
Yeah.
damage? Did
I mean, it
kill
did inflict
people?
damage. The one in Jarrow like ripped the skin
We
off.
were going so hard left.
cows, like, it was crazy.
I competed in Oklahoma. There was a tornado. I was like, my word.
I remember driving, and my brother is like a weather nerd.
Yeah.
And on the way down, it got really ominous. Like I was stuck between tractor trailers. All these cars pulled off to the side under underpasses.
Yeah,
And
look at that underpass.
Casually texted him like, "Hey, like if I'm in, like, should I be worried? Like I don't know, because he has all the radar apps and he knows he knows everything."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Get the fuck off the road!" And I couldn't. I was stuck between. I was like, "All right, this is it. Like if I go, I go, but I'm just gonna keep going forward." And luckily, it was okay. But apparently, it hit Nebraska really hard. It hit the Dollar Tree in Oklahoma really hard.
The Dollar Tree?
The $1 tree.
died.
Yeah.
4 people died. It was bad.
Hit the Dollar Tree. There's so many.
Well, $1 on I-35
Dollar Tree.
before Oklahoma.
Very specific.
You know how I-35 starts?
No, I don't.
Where does it start?
I'm from Post.
Yeah.
Laredo.
Yeah, it starts in Laredo and goes all the way to fucking like South
All right.
Dakota.
Well, anyway, it was
it go that far
terrifying.
north?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You know,
I want to look it up now.
Listen, Chloe, they are terrifying.
Yeah.
But you just got to get someplace
Yeah, fuck tornadoes.
because you got to understand like how the pole works of the tornado. Like if you can get in something, so that, like if there's something like this, right, you get in there, it just pulls everything off the top of you. It'd be fine.
Unless you drown.
Unless you drown.
The drowning thing.
Or something falls on you, gets
Yeah.
blown on top of you.
Hey, you could fucking die going to fucking work tomorrow.
You die at
Like,
work.
yeah, but
yeah.
getting sucked up and then hit by something, that's not my preferred.
Sounds like a good way to go.
Really?
Yeah,
That sounds
fucking
pretty scary.
Yeah,
Did you guys ever see that video of the guy in the like a pickup truck in a tornado and it got rolled a bunch of
Oh,
times
yeah,
and it
yeah.
just like landed on his wheels and he just kept going?
Yeah.
He's like, fuck this.
Did you see Twister where there's that fucking cow and it just kept just
the cow just
fucking
keeps going around. I grew up watching Twister being terrified of tornadoes.
Me
Yeah, no.
too. That's why when I heard the sirens, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, we gotta get out of here.
You just immediately think Aunt May. Like, fuck.
Yeah. No, I grew up dealing with that shit. They're bad, but
Yeah.
So how'd you do at this tournament? What was it? Tournament?
It was
IBJJF?
just an IBJJF Open.
Besides the tornado, yeah.
The first, only had 2 matches. The first match was really good. I was really, really nervous.
is that the one you post on Instagram?
Yes, I posted that one.
It's Spider Guard and then fucking
Yeah, that one was good because that's like my game. I kind
Yeah.
of like my body kind of went into autopilot, which was good. It was so weird not having fought for 2 years and then going back, and then especially after being really kind of catastrophically injured, because I was really in my head and had a lot of
Concerns, fear.
concerns and fear about getting injured again, which I recognized in the moment, not what I should be thinking about
Yeah.
before I fight, but I'm kind of glad I got that over with. And in the second fight, I was really conservative, and I was just kind of stuck in a closed guard and trying not to get Kimura'd. So it wasn't. It was a really good experience for me to kind of like rip the Band-Aid off and know my body totally can handle this. I'm good to go, and now I'm back.
Yeah.
Nice.
For me, I always feel better when I compete a lot. Right? Like if there's a long time between competitions, I'm always way more nervous. But if I can
So
get
used
like
to it.
once or twice a month, or once every 2 months or once a month, like it's like whatever.
Yeah,
It's another
not,
tournament,
It's not
yeah.
as big of a deal. I have been, when I got my black belt, I became a really good competitor because I would visualize a lot and I didn't get nervous because I would think, okay, I've already seen this in my head a million times. I know what to do. And I had my first year at black belt did really, really well. Second year I was injured. This is my third year. So I was kind of surprised at how nervous I was, but thankfully was able to get it together and just get it done. But oh my God, I almost, like I said, I was trying not to throw up.
Are you sorry? What's the plan for like that? You did that competition. Are we like diving back into it?
Yeah,
like,
we're diving back in. I'm getting ready for Worlds now in like 3-4 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks.
yeah.
So that's the plan. I'm going full in. I'm actually going back to Unity next week to train a little bit with some of my old training partners, and then we'll just go back. And then after Worlds, I'm just fully back in,
Yeah.
like hitting the competition circuit as normal.
That's pretty exciting, especially
Yeah.
coming back from an injury. And
I'm
then-
just grateful to be back on the mats. I
Yeah.
think that's the difference is that even when I train every day, like I train in Nicholas's class, I agree with you, an amazing instructor. And even just today with some of the guys from the Heroes Jiu-Jitsu class, like I'm just happy. Like I'm smiling when I train, whereas before I wouldn't necessarily do that.
yeah.
It was more pressure or like, oh my God, like I can't believe I fucked this up, or I couldn't sweep her in 5 seconds. Like, what? I suck. So now I'm just more like enjoying the moment and
Yeah.
much more present as a practitioner, and I think as a competitor too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is good.
That makes sense. Did you, because I imagine probably at some degree over the injury, you're like, this might all be over.
I thought that for the first few months. Like I
Yeah.
remember thinking, all right, like I might not be able to ever fight again. I might not be able to train again. So that was definitely an important experience to go through, I think, because it made me reevaluate my priorities and remember that I do this because I love it. No one has a gun to my head forcing me to do competitions. And I think I had developed kind of an unhealthy relationship to competing and was putting a lot of pressure on myself to achieve certain things. And now I kind of feel like back to the authenticity piece that we talked about in the beginning. I feel much more relaxed into being who I am and expressing my jiu-jitsu and trying not to do jiu-jitsu that's not mine. Because I did do that for a while as a purple belt. I was trying to copy these two guys, their Berimbolo styles, and it just wasn't me. Like I would win, but I would feel bad. Like I wouldn't feel good about the win.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's different. Whereas like I'd lose,
Yeah.
being myself, much happier. Like,
Got
I'd be
it,
like,
got
let's
it,
go
got
get in and out. Like I'm ready to like
Nice.
celebrate. Whereas if you lose and you don't do good jiu-jitsu or it's not necessarily authentic to you, like to me personally, I always feel gross about it.
I can see that.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
How did you, so at some point you made a transition outside of like leaving NBC and becoming like more of like a professional
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu athlete. What was that like? When was that in like belt terms, I guess?
That was blue belt. I hated.
Wow.
Yeah, I hated my job. But back then too, when I was competing as a blue belt, there weren't that many female American girls fighting. It was like
Yeah.
all Brazilian girls,
Yeah, yeah.
and so there was a lot of opportunities to get sponsored. So as soon as I quit my job, which I shouldn't have ever taken it in the first place. Again, I just was doing what I thought. Like I was trying to follow this cultural
Yeah.
script of like doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing.
For
But
sure.
as soon as I quit my job, I got hired at the gym. I got a couple other opportunities to fund my lifestyle, and then I won Nogi Worlds like right away, and then got immediately sponsored by a bunch of people. Then got to Abu Dhabi, started podiuming at all the major tournaments, and it was really just because I would dedicated myself to training every day. I had really good instructors and coaches and friends, and then had a lot of sponsors. Like there's blue belts and purple belts, and especially women, like females,
Yeah.
who are making, I mean, maybe they're not making a ton of money, but they're making a living
Yeah.
Yeah.
off of some of this stuff. And I know there's a lot of talk about how female athletes are not as well paid, but there's a lot of opportunities like to monetize.
Yeah.
I think on your brand, maybe not as much as males, but some girls are really making it work.
Yeah.
I am not that girl. I'm not a social media person. I suck at it. I wish.
I mean, you must have done well enough that you were able to fund living in New York City, which is like
Yeah.
literally the most expensive city
Yeah,
in America, at least.
That like I also hustled. Like I would try to get I would teach a lot. I would do privates. I taught like at other random jobs. I was I was a personal assistant for like a fashion blogger. Like I did crazy things in New York to like fund my lifestyle. So yeah, it's been a trip.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's like right. So I'm from like the East Coast. I used to work in the city. I think that's one of the things like people always like have that saying like, oh, like if you could make it in New York, you make it anywhere. New York's almost honestly easier to make it because you could find like 20 different things to do to like fund your life, and then you live with like 4 roommates or something.
Yeah, but you could get
In a closet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you could get hired. Like I would get hired. Like I helped a woman, like with her dog once on the street, and she hired me to work for her. Like there's just so much.
Doing what?
What did I do for her? She was a marketing. She had a brand, like
Wow.
marketing.
It's like a real job, not just
yeah.
like, oh, take care of my dog sometimes.
Yeah, and she was like, I love the way you, you help me. You're so smart. You're like the way you speak. And she was just like, I'd like to give you a job. I was like, sure. Like I just
You're like,
said
deal.
yes.
I could
No
use
one-
one of those.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no one, the only person that does that for me is Tim. And it's like I punched you in the back of the head like 20 years ago. You want a job?
You punched him?
No,
he
punched
me. Yeah.
Oh, and then he gave you a job. 20
Yeah,
years ago.
Well,
20 years
20 years
20 years
later.
ago, he punched me in the back of the head, gave me a job like a year ago.
Pat is very salty about this. So they both did the Army Combatives tournament, which is like MMA basically in the
Yes,
Army.
yes.
And Tim wrote about it in his book, except Tim wrote about the second Army Combatives tournament.
Not the first one.
Not the first one. Not the first ever one. Like he was in the first ever one and he fought Pat in the finals. And
Okay.
Pat is super salty that he was not in the book.
But he's gonna write a second book. I don't want to be in that fucking book. He already ruined
Is
it.
he going to write a second book?
Yeah, I don't want to be in it
Why?
because he ruined it. He got opportunity.
What do you think you're if you were to be in it, what would your role
I
be?
don't care.
Oh, you just
I don't want to.
You won't be.
That's salty.
But no, he's like, you cheated. He's like, it wasn't against the rules.
cheated?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, he did. So I took him down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he threw a Superman punch, and then I took him down, and then I took his back. We had to scramble, get back to our feet, and then he took me down, and then he got double hooks and started throwing direct punches to the back of my head. And he'll
And
even say,
that's illegal.
"Yeah."
Okay,
I mean,
Yeah.
is it illegal? Like Tim won, so I don't know if it's illegal.
yeah.
All right, we're not gonna fucking talk about this anymore. I'm gonna go home and cry in my shower and just rock back.
What's
and
great
forth.
is Tim doesn't even remember this tournament. Like Pat brings it up all the time. Tim
He
just
does.
like,
No, he goes, yeah, 100%. I remember punching in the back of the head. Combat Kempo didn't teach me to throw hooks. It's like Chuck Liddell only threw hooks. Anyways.
and he's still mad about that.
Yeah, I'm super salty. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
It was like in 1997 or something. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah,
I was making up numbers. I don't know.
Was it then? Are you that old, Pat? No.
I'm fucking running away. I'm sick of this shit.
We honestly were making fun of Chloe a little bit too much. I felt a little bad. We had to.
We gotta switch it back to
I'm sorry.
That my deer or whatever it was, that was golden.
I've never.
I've
Never.
totally.
Pat's like, let's talk about Chloe again. No, not me.
Total pearl clutching moment. Nailed it.
I'm never going back to Oklahoma or anywhere that there's tornadoes.
In the mid.
I don't blame you.
Midwest.
So I'm
There's nothing much up in Oklahoma, anyways.
So I'm a huge
Or
Oklahoma
Kansas.
Sooners fan, like the football team. I actually have OU tattooed on my fingers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna. So I have tickets for a couple of their
So
games.
he likes
this year.
Oklahoma a little
Yeah.
bit.
So I'm going to Oklahoma. I'm just really hope there's no tornadoes.
He did not go to that college
When
though.
is tornado season?
I think now.
Okay,
And so
From
what
like
causes a
April-
tornado is hot air
April
and
to
cold
November,
air.
I think.
Okay, so it's not the whole year round.
Yeah, so hot air and cold air.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then they touch tips.
yeah, they touch tips, and then
Exactly.
it causes tornadoes.
Thanks, Professor.
Hey, thanks guys.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
We're proud of you.
Fuck you guys. Anyways, thanks guys. You're awesome. So you came to Texas, you started training at Roca, and then you were actually working here, and then now you're gonna go to Unity just for a little while for.
Yeah, just for like
Yeah,
I
just
have to go
keywords.
visit my some family too that I
Yeah.
haven't seen in a while, and then I will also train while I'm there. So that'll be my prep, and then I have amazing training partners here that are also helping me get ready.
Cool. Is there a lot of people from Hinz's Austin where you teach at? Is there a lot of people going to Worlds there?
I think so. Probably more going to Masters Worlds.
Yeah.
But there's a couple that are going to Adult Worlds. I think that.
Because they've started doing for the bigger tournaments like that. They do like it's not just Worlds; it's like Worlds with American Nationals or Jiu-Jitsu Con or whatever. right?
Yeah, Masters Worlds is supposed to be like, I think I can't even remember the numbers. You might know more than me, but I went there once a couple of years ago for Jiu-Jitsu Con, and it was insane.
Yeah, like 1,500 competitors or 15,000.
15,000.
15,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think this
There
past year was like
15,000.
24 mats for Masters Worlds, which I thought was insane.
Yeah.
Yep. Plus, they have Jiu-Jitsu Con also, in addition to those 24 mats for Master Worlds.
I mean, fuck, what
All the same
Nike and Albino Preto or Nike and Shoyuro released like a fucking
Albino
Jiu-Jitsu
Preto.
shoe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu shoe?
Yeah, yeah. What's it?
No, it was a Nike SB Dunk that
Yeah.
it was albino Preto, and it was just like the belt colors.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But they had like a whole like collab. I think there was like a gi and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Does it
they
look
did a
good?
whole drop.
Is it cool?
It was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, just saying they do shit like that there now.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, maybe you know this because I've never been get clarification about this, and maybe this is just good for people to know. What's up with the gi change?
I honestly don't know.
You know what I'm saying though? Like there's like the thing where
there's rules.
they're like your gi has to be this, and then just randomly show your roll. If you want to sponsor me, show your roll. Cool. I'm not gonna badmouth you guys. But they dropped that show your roll gi that like met all the specifications.
Oh, yeah.
And people are like, oh, so the one company that knows exactly what they're supposed to drop, they're only gonna sell 400 of them. What are we supposed to do?
I don't know how they're enforcing that. I have a hard time with these. All the referees know me by name because I always apparently my pants are too short.
You know who else has short pants?
You?
Marigali.
Really?
No, so listen, not recently, but back in the day, if you watch Marigali's matches, his first one, there's the size. You go back a couple more later rounds, and he's got capris on.
Well, listen, when you got long leg, I'm like I have his body shape as a female. Like
Yeah.
we're tall, and it's hard to find gis that I think fit long people that are still kind of lean.
There's some
Why are you
brands-
looking at me like that? It's hard. Like,
No, I got it. I'm just saying when he weighed in, they were right, and then you just see him get shorter and shorter and shorter throughout the tournament.
Oh, which is also convenient because they only really check you once, right?
Yeah, I mean-
Bro, I weigh in on a ultra light gi. I don't compete my first match in that ultra light gi.
yeah.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Damn, working the
Wait,
rules.
no, you have to compete the first
Okay,
match.
cool.
They don't check you again. See me because they know me. about
Yeah, no,
my-
fuck no.
They-
I had a GF team patch on that shit. They didn't give a fuck.
Wow, they.
Pat's working the system. He's
Yeah.
pretending
Yeah,
he's Brazilian.
How are you doing that? Because they flag me from across the room.
Really? No.
Yeah, they all and then even for like nogi stuff, they'll come check, which is they don't do not supposed to do that, but like they just love.
What do they
troll
check
me.
for nogi?
Just that they're like, oh, your pants are short. I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, no, because
Is there
they
a
can't be shorter than like mid thigh. That's why the shorts I wear in class every day, they're not the same ones I compete in.
They're
No,
too
for
short?
sure. But for
The
women,
ones in-
is it the same?
The ones I wear in class every day, short. The ones
Yeah.
I compete in, they're a little bit longer.
Pat wants to show off as much as his thighs as possible.
That's all
even
I got.
though-
Most of the tattoos is what it is.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
That's
All
it.
the thigh tattoos.
traps and thighs. That's it.
He keeps getting thigh tattoos.
I
though.
know. I do know that the rules now is like again, you can't have a certain like a tag, or it has to be like the pants have to be something that's different, and the top's got to be like
Did it go into effect yet?
97.5%
it did.
cotton or something like that. Well, it's supposed to go in effect, I think, at Worlds.
Oh,
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
you gotta get a new gi maybe.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'll deal with that.
Conveniently, they'll have them for sale. Right
Yeah,
there
yeah,
next
for
to it.
$400.
That's, yeah, I haven't checked into that too much, but from what it seemed like, I've seen people compete in IBJJFs,
Yeah.
and their gis look how they always look. So
Yeah,
I think it hasn't gone into effect.
Yeah, it goes in
yet.
effect. I think at like
At
either
Worlds?
after Worlds or before or at
Oh, my
Worlds.
goodness.
Look into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, let us know what you figure out.
I should. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you
Might
go
be
to
important.
if you go to Show Your Roll's Instagram, it has what the gi's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Does it look any different?
It's something to do with like the material. And
No, there's some
Oh,
like
God.
wild stuff too. Like it has to like have a certain like GSM, which is like the weight of the fabric. So like I don't know if it like they don't want them to be too light or probably too light or too heavy or something like that.
So we're talking to Fuji about that, and we're talking about getting the gis. I don't know if you were here yet for
I was
that.
here for that.
Okay, but Travis knew all the.
Yeah, but even
ins
that
and
was like
outs.
they just announced it and like
Yeah.
they didn't have anything that worked for it.
moral of the story is, Chloe, you might want to do a little bit of research.
I should.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should.
Maybe
Given
re-
my history too, they made me. I've had to borrow men's skis all the time. I'll be like, "Hey, do you have pants?" And like change like in the. It's not good.
Maybe
But also, you're doing adult. I'm doing masters. They don't give a shit.
They don't check.
No, they do, but like they don't. Like when we're in the bullpen, it's like I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, he's got a black gi on, same as before. It's not the same.
again, Pat's
Yeah.
cheating the system because he has
Yeah.
a GF team
If
patch.
you
How
ain't
do you do
if,
that?
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I've tried.
Buy the same gi.
I have
You
tried.
have two of the same gi. Just get get a murdered out gi, like all black. Two of them. One that's like lightweight, and then one that's like normal that you want to compete in. Just go and change. But they know you, so it's probably not going to work.
Yeah, they only know me because of the pants.
The problem is Pat is not famous or impressive enough.
No, it's the
Yeah.
pants. They just know.
Hey,
it's
bitch.
girl.
Pan champion, motherfucker.
That's right.
One-time pan champion.
And
Still
many-
raining though, right?
Yeah,
It's-
100%.
Still raining.
and I'm going to win it again this year, motherfucker.
Are you?
Yeah, bitch. This is what I deal with every fucking day. No, and also
Not for long.
I
Not
might
for
be in
long,
the
Pat.
EBI Absolute.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That
Find out tomorrow.
That's crazy. So that's with all the other guys. Locally?
well,
Wow.
he has to win this.
I have to
weekend.
win this weekend.
Oh, and if you win, they told you you're in.
Yep. So this is the qualifier. So if I win this, then I'll be in the
Okay.
EBI Absolute with John Carlo and fucking Big Dan and Lucas Hulk Barbosa. And,
Luke, wow, that's a okay.
yeah.
He just has to. How many people do you have to beat to get there?
I don't. There's 22.
Doesn't
I
even
don't
care.
Heisem Rita's in it. There's a lot.
know. No.
No,
Heisman-
not this one. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
in the
In
EBI.
there's 22 people in the EBI.
The qualifier.
In
yeah.
the qualifier.
wow.
And only one person goes.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah. Fucking sending it, bro. Anyways.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
That's
no gi,
exciting.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. No gi. Yeah.
Do you compete gi no gi?
I do. My preference these days has been gi because I feel more comfortable in terms of how I can control my neck. Because in no gi, it's just that's a control, and I just felt like
That makes sense.
Everyone's grabbing at your head all the time.
and my neck, like I don't know if it's ever going to be. My PT said he doesn't think it's ever going to be in the clear, but I can manage it and get
Yeah.
it strong and healthy and try to do the best that I can. So I'm going to focus on the gi, but get back to training no gi again as well.
Nice. No, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everyone just starts ripping on your neck. That's not
Yeah.
good.
I mean, today Colton grabbed my head and tapped me with the cradle.
Tap me with a
Oh, really?
cradle.
The cradle. I was like, fuck.
He's
yeah,
a
dude.
bully.
You're a bully.
He's like, I'm nicer than Tim. I'm like, I don't know. Tim didn't do that to me.
Both him and Tim look like one and the same. I was like,
No.
They-
So Colton, his face looks like he's just been getting hit a whole bunch for many
Why are you
years.
so mean to this person?
He's not even sitting in here. You're mean to him.
I love him. Actually, he sent me just a text that said, he said, today was awesome. Thank you, with a kiss emoji. Yeah, I
you
learned
guys
to.
have that kind of relationship.
Yeah, no.
They're best. That's his best friend.
Yeah.
Are you best friends?
Yeah, open mouth kissing. It's no big deal.
It's normal. No big deal.
Yeah.
Normal stuff.
He actually flew me out.
Do you not do that with your best friends?
He flew me out to DC because he called me and said, "Hey, what are you doing in like 2 weeks?" I was like, "Bro, I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow." He's like, "Hey, we're doing this thing called Battle of the Branches. You wanna come out and be on the Army team?" And I go, "Sure." And he bought me a plane ticket and flew me out, and I stayed with him, and we sat in hot tubs together, and we got dinner. We
Looked into each other's eyes romantically?
interlaced fingers, and walked down the street. And
Normal stuff. Yeah.
we fucking won. So that
Nice.
belt that's out there at the front desk,
She didn't see
from
it.
that.
I did not see it.
It's been there for like almost 6. I'm about to take it home though. It's been here for like 6 months.
You gotta bring the rest of your medals in.
That's awesome. That sounds
Yeah.
sweet. You guys have a sweet relationship.
Yeah. And then he sticks his fingers in places they're not supposed to go when we're doing jiu-jitsu.
Today he did that?
He does it all the time. He also does this thing called bum bum, where he just does this, just randomly throughout the day. He'll just walk up and go. He's like, dude, what the fuck?
That is not the fact that you just brought. I feel like that's gonna now be a thing in the office.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it is till you leave. Yeah. Anyway, so Worlds. So you're gonna go to Worlds, and then what's after? What are you just gonna hop back into it? You gonna try to
Yeah.
go to Nogi Worlds or?
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah, Nogi Worlds.
Master
probably-
Worlds.
Probably
Are you
try
old
to
enough
do-
for Master?
I am old enough for Master. Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my first year. I can do it.
Nice.
But you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But you're doing adult worlds.
I'm gonna do Adult Worlds. Yeah. And then maybe Masters Worlds. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'm going to Masters World. It'll be
Definitely
fun.
I'll be there because I have a lot of people fighting and probably maybe do Jiu-Jitsu Con too.
Cool.
You're like I was off for one and a half whole years.
And
I
now
need to
I'm-
go hard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
There's
get-
174 tournaments. I missed 13 of them, so we got to get the rest of these bad boys
I
in.
miss a lot. Next year I'm gonna do all the majors again, like
Nice.
Europeans, Pans, Brasileiros.
Brasileiros just happened, right?
It did, yeah. That's my favorite tournament to compete at.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it like muggy in that fucking arena?
a little bit, but honestly, the vibe there is so different compared to like Worlds. Almost feels sterile
Really?
compared to Brasileiros because they hate Americans. And I won it as a purple belt, and I remember I was getting booed, and the referees would like restart us, and I'd be like in mount, and they'd restart us in the middle from standing, like award points and advantages to
Yeah.
the other girls
Was
for nothing.
Murillo there too? When you?
Merlo was not there.
Oh.
But I had no choice but to just like win.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was gonna lose. And so after I won, they stopped booing and then they started cheering. So they're cool. Like they just love good jujitsu, and it's for a lot of those fighters, they don't get the opportunity to come over to Worlds for visa reasons.
yeah.
So that is their Worlds, and
That makes
it's
sense.
just so intense. Like I think it can be harder than Worlds sometimes. Like the way people fight. And I fought in 2022 as a black belt. I got to the finals, and it was just so fun. Like the fights were hard. And
Yeah.
the girls were really good, and the crowd is just a different level. I've never experienced that before.
That's cool. I love your like outlook. You're like, it was just so hard. It was so fun. Like anything that could
That's
be
what
like
I'm
a
saying.
huge challenge.
Just shoveling horse shit all day and then doing school and then riding. It's so much fun. It's so hard.
But the matches that are like hard earned, I think
I'm
are
a little
really-
bit worried about you sometimes.
Me?
Yeah, but
Why?
just going to Brazil, just competing there, booing me. It's so hard.
So fun.
Fun.
Great time.
Mount Everest, so hard. So fun.
I mean, Mount Everest would be so hard and so fun.
I don't know about-
I agree on
I
don't
would
know
that.
if
never
it'd
do
be
that.
fun.
Like
Yeah.
that's not my thing.
I wouldn't do
Don't
that.
do tornadoes. Don't do mountains. Like
Don't do blizzards.
See, mountains are okay. Mount Everest is a whole different
That's
ball
true.
game.
It depends what the elevation.
That's a whole different
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, it's only like
33,000
50,
feet.
50 people die a
I
year
just don't
doing
do
it.
cold. I don't. After leaving New York, I was like, I'll never live somewhere
Yeah.
cold again.
New York's, yeah.
Although-
So Nick said too, and then he's going back to New Jersey.
You're going back?
Yeah.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
fucking leaving. No, hold on. It's sad. It's the saddest fucking thing ever. He's leaving.
He's leaving
like
us.
gone. He's not coming back.
Well, Paulo said he can't
Ever.
leave.
Yeah, Paula said he can't leave.
I will
and I
come back.
also said he can't leave.
Yeah, they threatened to break my legs and chain me to my desk.
No,
here.
I said his wife and his daughter could leave.
Yeah,
Oh, but
and I have to
I think
say,
that would be mean to his wife and daughter.
yeah,
No, his family's up there. It's fine.
They don't care.
I'm number
No,
one.
I think his daughter.
I'm number one.
Okay.
definitely right. That's why I'm
He
moving
doesn't have
back.
any friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
I'm-
doesn't have any friends.
So this is actually the problem, right? So we already said like Colton is his best friend. I'm his other best friend. Colton doesn't live here. Now I'm not going to live here, so he's going to have no best
Sad
friends
patch.
here.
It's a sad patch.
Yeah, he's just really
It's
sad.
gonna be bad for just everyone. I don't
Yeah.
have any friends. Be sad.
Oh.
You could come visit New Jersey, New York.
Fuck that.
okay.
Although I do want to go. I've never been to the 9/11 memorial, and like that
That's super
that
sad.
thing that
I
thing
wanna
like
go there.
changed my 20s
Yeah.
and 30s. Right, like
Yeah.
that's all I've done is the military thing since it happened. So like I want to go to the spot that happened, and so I'll go for that.
I've never been
We're gonna go
to
together.
the memorial.
We're gonna go
but
together, and then
weirdly,
you're gonna hold me.
okay,
It's beautiful.
that's fine.
It's beautiful.
What'll be really beautiful is us there and him holding me.
Okay.
It's super weird though because it's so commercialized. On top of the memorial,
Other T-shirts.
is a like super high end mall.
What?
Oh wait. Across the street?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a high-end mall.
It's
And
like
we're gonna go
Yeah.
there,
It's the Oculus, something like that.
and we're gonna go
Yeah.
there
The
and get.
Oculus is like it's the tower where you sit. Like there's a really fancy restaurant,
Yeah.
and you go up
Yeah.
this crazy elevator that like takes like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
We're gonna go there and get Sabaros.
No, we're not getting Sabaros.
The
That's horrible.
best pizza.
The best
in New
pizza, the
York.
best mall pizza. Sabaros.
Best pizza in New York.
Yeah.
All right, back to Chloe. What? So obviously, you're always like chasing the next thing, the biggest,
Difficult things.
the most difficult
Yeah.
thing. What are you trying to go for a grand slam? What is like your ultimate like end goal in jiu-jitsu?
Honestly, I think winning titles amazing. Everyone aspires for that. But I think for me, if I can just do my best jiu-jitsu and perform how I do in the training room on the competition floor, that to me will have indicated that I've achieved a certain level of not mastery, but like the greatness. But I've achieved what I want, which is to be myself on the
Yeah.
mats and to not hold back, because I have a history of like really doing really, really well up until the finals. And I can I think I have the most second places and like most out of like the
Interesting.
females.
I have
Yeah.
that same problem.
Yeah.
Like-
and then holding back in the final, because it's like I used to think it was like maybe it's like I feel like I'm not good enough or not deserving of it, or like I'm settling, I'm gonna self-sabotage. I don't know what it is. It's like some sort of mind fuckery.
You know, for me, it was I accomplished something that's really great because I'm in the finals, so I don't go out there and like send it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to be really conservative in the finals, and then I just want to not like, even
Yeah.
if I lose,
Which is like a weird place to be conservative.
yeah. But everyone in IBJJF, I think people get away with it more because of the opportunities to stall.
Yeah.
Especially in the gi. I think it's a little bit easier because I've been in situations like that where people are just holding. I've held too, because you don't want to give up anything.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
You have to play to the rule set, right?
Yeah.
Like you'd be doing yourself a disservice to not.
yeah. But to be how I was like in Brazil, where it was like I didn't even care if it looked pretty. I just
Yeah.
was like getting the job done
Yeah.
and just having the time of my life doing it. That's kind of what I'm trying to like
That's cool.
embody, that
Yeah.
feeling and that energy.
Now, is that how you always felt, or is that how you feel now after the injury? Because I know you said like obviously like a lot of things have like changed now,
Yeah.
especially like your outlook on the sport.
That's a great question. I think definitely pre-injury, I'm chasing more of the feeling of just knowing that I'm doing my best jiu-jitsu and like I did my best and like I'm happy with that.
Mhm.
But I also know that I can definitely win titles too, because I don't think I've ever lost a fight where the person was just better than me.
Yeah.
And my coach would say that all the time. Like Marilla would always be like, well, she doesn't have better jiu-jitsu than you. And I'd be like, okay, well,
She
I know
won, so
I fucked it up, obviously. I know it's my fault.
is that worse? Like I don't even know.
It's worse.
Like,
I
it
think
sounds
it's
worse.
worse.
You could have beat her, but
I have lost to girls who were better than me, like
Yeah.
as well. But it sucks to lose to someone that you know that you're better than. They just gained the system better, or they had more confidence, so they
Yeah.
were better than you on that day.
Yeah.
And
Which is the other cool thing, that like on any day anyone could win, give or take.
I believe it. Like
Yeah.
I think, and it's a lot of it is you just have to believe that you can, and then it will happen. because I remember for Abu Dhabi, for example, that was like the first time I was like, oh my God, I can manifest anything, because I knew as soon as it was announced I was going to Abu Dhabi, and I killed everyone, I won every fight, and I was able to go and made it happen.
That's awesome.
So I think it's all possible.
That's cool. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. You can win anything too, Pat. You just
Thank
have to
you.
believe.
I'm gonna win this weekend.
Great.
Yeah, and then we'll see about the one in June.
How many? So theoretically, with
4.
22 people in the
4.
bracket, okay, that's not that bad.
No, it's not.
How long are the matches?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
10 minutes.
You
Probably
do some research.
should is this
10
weekend.
Probably 10 minutes.
Okay.
That sounds so long.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I've also been fighting Giancarlo, Big Dan, and Marigali for like 15. So it's like
I don't
good.
specifically mean so long for you to be fighting, which also, I mean, I think there's a different level of like you fighting in a tournament versus you training at Roca. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No. I'm saying the like training there is going to be way worse than this tournament.
I just mean 10-minute round sounds crazy if there's 22 competitors.
Yeah.
Like
no
that's
one's gonna be
It's a long
as
day.
technical as those guys.
No, or strong.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're all beasts.
Yeah,
So
they are.
that should give you confidence.
Yeah.
Are there any big names on the?
No, they already in the. They don't.
All the good people are
already in it. Yeah, the Abraham guy, the guy that came up with the A block, he's in it. What's his name? The 10th Planet dude that puts on main character.
Kamoy.
Yeah, he's in it. There's a guy that trains at New Wave that's in a purple belt. He's really, really good. Really good with leg locks. Really good inside heel hook. Brandon, I think is his name. And then,
You're gonna do great, Pat.
yeah, there's one other guy.
We have so much faith in you.
Listen, I'm fucking full send. Like, whatever. It'll be fun.
Yeah. And then you get to the eBay Invitational and knock
And then-
out first round by Giancarlo.
No. I'm not going to fight Giancarlo first round.
No, we teach at the same school. We can't go first round together.
No, or Big Dan.
How do you feel about fighting against people you train with or your friends? You don't care?
It's not a fight. It's a jiu-jitsu match. I'm not trying to like I would never be able to fist fight one of my friends that I train with, like do like an MMA fight, but jiu-jitsu, I'll fight anybody. I don't care. Like again, I'm not trying to injure you. Injury is a byproduct of you not having the ability to tap. So like I'm going out there and going to do something that I love that the person I'm fighting also loves, and we'll see who is better on that day. Like, do I think that I could beat Giancarlo or Big Dan or fucking Marigal? No. There's just too, like, I realized that my position in jiu-jitsu is different than my position in jiu-jitsu 10 years ago. The difference is like everything has changed so much in jiu-jitsu, but my body's not the same. Now, if I had the same mind I have now with the body I had when I was 27 or 30, like, we'll see. But no, I realize what my role is to win Masters Worlds, Nogi Worlds, and Pans as a Masters. And I'm okay with that because I did awesome shit for 20 years for America.
Yeah.
So like,
Would you ever go to Brazil and compete there?
I would love to. I would love to go to Brazil, and I'd love to go to the Europeans, and I would love to go to.
Where's Brasileiro? Where they have it?
Sao Paulo.
Oh, Sao
No,
Paulo.
I would love to do all that, but yeah, we'll see.
Pat, we could go. My mother-in-law's got an apartment there.
Okay.
Really?
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, my
You're-
wife's Brazilian.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so down. Like all that stuff. Again, like
I'll be there next year, 2025.
Sure.
Let's go. I'll be there.
Boom. Let's put it in.
Nailed it.
I'm your calendars now.
Booked my flight.
Booking it now.
I'll sleep on the couch. Fucking Nick will sleep on the doormat out front. Chloe can have the bedroom. Fucking,
I think it's a 2-bedroom.
oh, you still don't get a bed.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
That'll be
Well-
fun. I'm trying to get a big group of people there. It's the best tournament in the world. Truly. You guys have to go.
The only places that I've been out of the United States is where people wanted to shoot me.
To be fair, that's kind of Sao Paulo.
It could happen.
Yes.
It could happen.
Like,
She's just such a positive.
It might happen. Yeah.
That was good. That was actually gonna be my next question. Be like, how do you feel about being there? Because short story, before we moved to Texas, we were trying to figure out let's do something, and we were playing with the idea of moving to Brazil for a year just to go to Sao Paulo because like again, like my mother-in-law has an apartment there, and I told my wife that I was gonna like go walk to do jiu-jitsu because there was like it might have been a Unity or it was maybe Alliance. I think it was Alliance. It was like a 5-minute walk from like the apartment, and my wife's like, we're not going to Brazil. She's like, they will kill you. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, they will kill you
You're
in the
a
street.
target.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very nervous about Brazil.
I don't know if I want to. You're not selling this very good, Chloe.
They might kill you, but we should go.
In that he stands out. He's not. He's a gringo. Like gringo.
What-
I'm
what-
gringo.
What are you?
I'm gringo.
You
Yeah.
stand out. I
I'm-
feel like
obviously
The
I stand
only
out.
place I blend in is like Russia.
Russia.
I don't know. We
Ukraine.
get
It's a
you
big
a
white
little
dude,
tan.
Yeah,
bro.
but I think
Brazilian.
you're harder to like maybe take down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's right, I am.
They do have guns.
You know
I have
why?
great.
It's scary.
I have.
Every time
He's in wrestling since he was 4. Of course, it's hard to take
Yeah, I
down.
knew that was coming.
Oh, yeah, you got it. I forgot about
He's a
that.
professional wrestler.
No, I'm not.
He's pro wrestling.
I'm
And you've got
anti-judo.
And
He's
you've got
anti-judo.
situational awareness.
What's that?
You got situational awareness.
100%.
Off the wazoo,
true.
so you're gonna
Yeah,
be
head on a
totally-
swivel, everybody.
Yeah.
Why are you? I forget now. Why are you anti-judo?
Because he's pro wrestling.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, this was a great fucking podcast.
This was so
everybody.
great.
Very good. I'm
Was
good.
was
This is
this
my first one. I've
was
never
this-
done this.
better or worse than you thought it was going to be?
Way better.
Yeah.
Good.
The lights were really like I was like I'm gonna pass out. Like
She was so nervous. Like,
She was so nervous
Like,
before we
earlier I
came
saw her
on.
on the mat.
She's like, what are we gonna do, guys?
So I changed the thing to blue too.
I
So
didn't
I changed it to blue.
oh, did you? Because we
Yeah.
had it on pink for Colton today.
Yeah. But you
and you guys passed 100,000 subscribers.
Sheepdog did not us.
Oh.
Sheepdog Response.
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did.
What is this
We did.
podcast called? I don't even know.
The
Yeah,
fighter,
the fighter
stance.
stance.
Fighter stance.
Fighter
That's what that.
stance.
That's
That's not
actually-
spelled. That's so. I don't want to say
It's-
it's spelled wrong.
The fighter
Damn it.
stance.
Yeah, it's supposed to
fighter
have an
stance.
S. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We could probably just slap an S on there. It's
With
okay.
a
You can't
Sharpie,
really
you'd be
see it.
fine.
So wait, what are they gonna do when you leave? Who's gonna do this job?
Zach
Uh,
probably.
Are you gonna call
Andrew would do
in?
it. Andrew's gonna do it.
Andrew can't read.
He can read 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
You don't even need to read. You just hit the
But
buttons.
he can call in. You guys can.
Yeah,
do remote.
let's figure out how to do that. I'll call in. We'll do a
Yeah.
Zoom one.
Just-
You're not fucking leaving, bro.
Okay, sorry. About that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Chloe, quit bringing up painful shit.
What's it called? Funny enough, though, definitely by the time this episode comes out, I will already be gone.
When is that?
June.
Oh my gosh.
So soon.
Yeah. Hold
I mean,
on.
it's a whole month away. I told them a month ago.
Hey, hold on though. Wait. He's not fucking leaving.
Okay. Whatever.
Let's get this right.
Yeah.
Pat, Tim
If
also
that's
said
real
that.
for you, I believe you.
Yeah. Manifesting him not leaving.
Okay,
That's
Yeah.
Pat's
It'll work.
Yeah.
It works, yeah.
that's
don't-
Pat's truth that I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
And he's gonna live with that until he helps me move
So there's
all the things
there's-
into the pod.
Yeah. I'm gonna help you move.
Just don't kidnap him or abduct
He's
him.
gonna throw him into the pod.
I don't.
And keep the pod here.
Chloe, listen.
In his
just
backyard.
Let me do me, okay?
Those things are
You're just
giant.
admitting it.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking kidnap
If he
Nick.
goes missing.
Yeah, Nick's gonna show up for the podcast and be like, "Is Nick in there? Why is he tied to the chair? Hit the button, Nick."
I just have one hand like
Yeah,
He's like, help me.
like I'm tied like this. And I can
Shut
just
up,
do
hit the
this.
buttons, Nick.
He's doing Morse code like he was a
Save
fucking
me.
Vietnam POW.
Oh my
He's
God.
fucking.
Do, 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 do.
No, they did it. They blinked when they would try to interview him, not him say shit. They didn't. They'd be like,
I wish that actually said something. That would have been great.
It did.
it did.
You didn't read
It
it?
said you're not fucking
Is that fucking
leaving.
All right,
Anyways,
all right.
I
This
guess-
is
I made it through. That's all.
yeah, you killed it
Chloe, where can people find you
Yeah,
on
I know
social
you-
media?
because you're
Well,
great
I'm not,
at it.
I'm not on it very often, but I have an Instagram.
What is it? If you want to share it, you don't have to.
It's just my name, Chloe M. McNally.
She really didn't want to share it.
No, she didn't.
No,
you
she
didn't have to
didn't.
if you don't want to. I'm sorry.
How,
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, it's public.
yeah,
It's all
Okay.
ours.
Okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm surprised that you're public with how secretive
Yeah,
you want to be.
Honestly, there was a clause in one of my contracts for sponsors that I'd have to post because
That-
I'm so
yeah.
bad
That was
at it.
that was going to
And
literally
I've
be my
gotten in
question.
trouble so many times.
How do you have sponsors and not have an
Not post?
Instagram?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's not easy.
Jesus.
Hard.
You're just skirting under the radar.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't think
try-
about it.
If I could be invisible, I would. Like I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I think there's value in it. I think there's people who are really good at it. I'm impressed by those
Value,
people.
is there
who can
value
do
in
it.
it? Sure.
I'm horrible at it too.
That's monetary value.
Some
Yeah.
people
About
are
it.
gifted at social media.
I didn't have one until I started working here.
We made
Oh,
him
really?
make one.
Yeah, I was late to the game too. It was forced upon me as well.
Yeah.
I only got it because of jiu-jitsu. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had
I got it because of Sheepdog.
And then he had like the longest name ever, and then he's like, I think I have to change this.
No,
finally.
I got peer pressured because it was Miller's battle tested jiu-jitsu.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then I got peer pressured into like,
Who peer pressured you?
you bitch.
I did not peer
You
pressure
did, you said like 3 things one time a long time ago, and I was like, man,
And then like 3, 4, 6 months later or something, you change it. I'm like, did you change your name?
I didn't. I had to figure out how to do it. Anyways, we're just rambling now.
We are.
Chloe,
All right,
thank you
this
for
is
coming
the
on the
po-
podcast.
yeah.
Thank
We
you for doing
appreciate
Heroes
it.
Thank you
Jiu-Jitsu.
so much.
So much.
We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
This is
This is fun.
what
I had a great
Yeah,
time. You guys
yeah.
put me at ease, and thank you so much to all of you. It was really fun.
Awesome.
And not as scary as I thought it was going to
Well,
be.
It's
thank you.
definitely not
Thank you.
scary.
Yeah.
Pat is a
We had a
lot
great
less
time.
scary than he looks.
Thanks, man.
True.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for
He's a
watching,
big old teddy
listening.
bear.
Like and subscribe. Comment.
Share with
Comment
your
complaints.
In
Complaints in the comment section.
yeah,
There's probably a lot of them.
And follow Chloe maybe on Instagram,
If
so
you
she can
want
get
to.
so she can get better sponsorship
No
deals.
pressure. You don't have to.
No pressure.
Help her grow her sponsorship.
No pressure, but if you don't, she won't get sponsors, and she
True.
needs. She wants.
She
Some.
needs sponsors.
I mean,
She needs to go to Brazil.
She needs to go to Brazil.
yeah.
Or
look-
not stay safe in America.
no, Brazil's the best. They
You
won't.
just said you might die.
But I've always been with either Murillo or like a bunch of Brazilian guys. If you're with Brazilians,
That's
they're
the
not
way to
going to
go.
fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Brazilians
When we
are
go to-
so nice.
When
we go-
Other than the ones that want to kill you.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you're getting mugged, a bunch of guys will help you and stomp the guy out.
I don't know.
Like they'll lynch him
This-
in front of the.
This weirdly sounds like specific personal experience.
No, I've just seen and heard things, but
Oh, okay.
I've never been.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mugged.
That's good. I'm glad you never
Yeah.
been
All
mugged.
right.
I mean, not
Right.
in yeah.
Not in Brazil.
Not in
You've been
Brazil.
mugged in New York.
No,
In New York?
almost in New York,
Almost.
almost.
Oh my
once,
gosh.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is just a random side note. Florence, Italy. All right, we're going. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Carlos, cut this last part. Bye.
No, don't cut it, Carlos. Leave it. Our podcast is awesome because it's not awesome. Bye.
Like and subscribe, guys.
It's done. Okay.